But first, let's return to a favourite theme on the show. Your weekly reminder of the massive bullet dodged in not getting this guy for another 4 years. Ah, Sleepy Joe. Yes, that's him truly living up to the nickname while on the last foreign trip of his presidency. What a legacy he leaves. And we're not snoozing in Angola. He was being led around like a lost child. Remember, this is the guy that the Democrats insisted for months was fine, totally fine, nothing to see here. And just like a small child, the leader of the free world couldn't stop telling his African hosts how much he just loves trains.
Mr. President, I'm coming back to ride on the train all the way from end to end. I like trains a lot. I must tell you up front, with the American press here, I'm probably the most pro-rail guy in America. I've ridden over 1,300,000 miles on a daily basis to my work. 1,300,000 miles daily, you say? I mean, we use the metric system here in Australia, but that math still isn't mathing. Even some 7,000 miles away from Washington, D.C. in southern Africa, though, Biden couldn't escape the scrutiny over his extraordinary pardon of son Hunter and the colossal broken promise he'd made voters.
Mr. President, why do you work?
But it's no joke for many Americans, not least the federal judge who oversaw Hunter Biden's felony tax case, who issued a sharp rebuke of the pardon and the president's claim his son was unfairly treated. In a scathing 5-page order, U.S. District Judge Mark Scarsi accused President Biden of rewriting history and suggested the breadth of the pardon is unconstitutional. Even lefty talk show hosts have to agree an 11-year pardon raises more than a few questions over what other skeletons exist.
The pardon sweeping, covering offenses that Hunter Biden, quote, has committed or may have committed or taken part in over the past 11 years.
Years is a very specific and not rounded amount of time. So, Hunter, I'll give you a pardon, a few years, 5 years, 10 years. It needs to be 11.
In saving his son from a sentence of up to 17 years, Biden sure has peed off a lot of Democrats. But were they annoyed at the injustice of it? The fact so many, including most of the American mainstream media, were involved in a wholesale cover-up of Hunter's crimes, only for them to be swept right back under the rug. No, their main worry is Biden's move shreds any semblance that remains of their purported moral high ground.
Everyone looks stupid. Everyone looks like they're full of shit. And Republicans are going to use this to argue that it was politics as usual when Democrats warned about Trump's corruption or threat to the rule of law or, you know, the threat to democracy. And I think that's the piece of this I am most frustrated with, which is Joe Biden looking like a typical lying politician.
Well, if it looks like a duck, it definitely is one in this case. And this lame duck president couldn't waddle, or at least very slowly shuffle, out of office any sooner.